Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my TV and movie wrap up for the month of March and April. So I watched a total of 11 things in March and April. I watched a lot of really good things, some new favorites honestly. So there's a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to get started and I will start with the TV shows. So the first one is Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 7. I was watching season 7 while it was airing on NBC, but it is now on Netflix Canada anyways. So I have also rewatched all of season 7 because it's on Netflix, and you guys know how much I love this show. It's literally my favorite show of all time, so I of course had to rewatch the newest season and I love it. Also, like, the last episode was so darn cute and so heartwarming. Oh, I just loved it. I always love how they write a feud between the detectives slash cops and the firefighters. It always makes me laugh so much. And that final episode, it was just great. Let me know your thoughts on season 7 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Okay, now the rest is pretty much all new things. So the first one is Taskmaster. This is another one of my favorite game show variety shows. British comedians who do all of these tasks for like 10 episodes basically, and like each season it follows different comedians. It's really funny. I really love it. I binged season 1 to 7 and then I skipped season 8 because I didn't care about any of the comedians on there, and then I watched season 9, or series I guess, because in the UK it's not season, it's series. It's kind of weird. So yeah, I basically binged the entire show and I'm obsessed with it. You can watch most of the episodes on the YouTube channel. Taskmaster have a YouTube channel and they actually upload all of the episodes on there, so you can watch them on YouTube. For the seasons that they don't have on YouTube yet, I just kind of searched on the internet for. But I love this show and it definitely ties in with all of my other favorite British variety game show things. I never know what to call them, to be honest, but I guess they're kind of like game shows but with comedians. I don't know. So yeah, Taskmaster was fantastic. Loved it. I hope they do another season because I need more. Yeah, really, really good and fun. And now we get into the stuff that I kind of started watching during quarantine. We have the Last SARS on Netflix. I'm a huge European history buff. Like, I love European history and a lot of like kings and queens and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I'm really, really fascinated by it. This came out last year and I've been wanting to watch it since it came out. So I finally had time to watch it and I really, really loved it. This is technically a documentary but also like scripted. It's really weird. It's kind of like the History Channel, you know how they have like documentaries but they're also like acted out. That's kind of the same vibe for this. So basically it just shows the downfall of the Romanov dynasty. For accuracy, I don't think it's that accurate, but you get the basis of the story, and I think like acting wise it was done really well and like I enjoyed it. I was really into it and I thought they did a really good job. There are only 6 episodes, so it's not that long at all. I mean, obviously I was familiar with this part of history, but seeing it like acted out is such a different experience than like reading about it. And it's like you just see all of like the domino effects of like how one thing leads to like all of the things that happen. It's crazy. As I said, I think it was acted really well and I enjoyed all of the actors. It's like heartbreaking to think that like that happened in real life. Like that actually happened. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And if you have any other recommendations of like historical documentary type shows, let me know because I really enjoy them and I want to watch more. The next show that I watch is Virgin River. This is on Netflix. It is 1 season with 10 episodes and they were luckily renewed for 2nd season, so we'll be getting more episodes soon. I really, really enjoyed this. I think I talked about this in my life updates video, but I ended up hurting my neck. So I was kind of stuck in bed for several days And so basically I just watched Virgin River and it was really entertaining. It wasn't something that you have to be like fully focused on, but it still grabs your attention enough, if that makes sense. And it was just like the perfect show for me to watch while I was in severe pain. So this is kind of like Hallmark-y, I guess, but I don't think it's as cheesy in my opinion. And this just follows a midwife who moves to a small town, or she applies to become a nurse in this new small town. She meets all of these new people. Also, you get to see a little bit of her past and what happened. It's a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. Like, it has a lot more meaningfulness, I guess. But it was really cute. This show is also a book series, by the way. I have no interest in reading the books, but I really enjoy the TV show, and I will definitely watch season 2 because season 1 kind of ended on a cliffhanger a little bit. So very excited about season 2. I have no idea when it's coming out, but hopefully soon because I really enjoyed the show and I highly recommend if you want something light and entertaining to watch. Then I went ahead and watched Kim's Convenience season 1 to season 4. I really enjoyed this show. Clearly I watched all 4 seasons. Actually, I think one of you guys mentioned this show in one of my videos. I think it was my life update video, how you guys were binging this, and it has always been on my radar because it's a Canadian show and I have seen it around before, and I was still kind of injured, so I was like, you know what, let me just start another show. Like, I have nothing else to do, I can't do anything, let me just keep watching TV. So I started Kim's Convenience. Really funny, like actually made me laugh out loud. It was pretty funny. I watched season 1 to season 3 on Netflix, and then I watched all of season 4 on CBC because it's not on Netflix yet, I don't think. When I was watching it, season 4 wasn't on Netflix. It might be now, I don't know. This just follows a Korean Canadian family who own a convenience store, and it's just about their daily life. It's really funny and I highly recommend. And then I watched season 6 of Schitt's Creek, which is the final season. I watched the entire final season on CBC and I cried. I cried so much. This show is just chef's kiss. I love it so much. It is just truly such a great show, and I watched the after show. It just kind of followed some of the cast, mainly Daniel Levy, who created the show and who wrote a lot of the episodes, and he plays David. And it's just kind of like a final goodbye, and that made me cry so much too, because you know when you see somebody just like put their hard work into something and then it's like over? It's so interesting. But this show is just one of my favorites of all time. If you want a heartwarming, funny, entertaining show, I highly recommend. I've talked about it before on my channel. I even did the Schitt's Creek book tag. So I clearly love the show a lot, and the final season was just perfect. I also really, really loved the ending of the show. I think it was perfect and I loved everything about it. It was just so great and I loved it. The next TV show that I watched is truly my newest obsession, and that is La Casa de Papel, aka Money Heist. I love the show. I am obsessed. I mentioned it in my reading hyped young adult books. I talked about it in there because I was finishing the show, and oh my god, the last 2 episodes broke my heart. Anyways, La Casa de Papel follows just a bunch of criminals, robbers who team up to rob the Royal Mint of Spain and to have the biggest robbery in history. It's so interesting and different and just so well done. I watched the dubbed English version. You can watch the Spanish version on Netflix with subtitles and stuff. My Netflix automatically gave me the English version, so I just kind of stuck with it. I thought it was dubbed pretty well. I really have no complaints. I'm sure it's better if you watch it in Spanish with English subtitles, but I think the English version is pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. So I watched all 4 parts and it was crazy, intense, dramatic. I really, really love this show. It's definitely a new favorite. I can't believe I had not really heard of it before. I know it's super popular on Netflix, so I don't know why I never saw it or like thought to check it out. I don't know, but because the 4th part had just come out, there was a lot of buzz, and then it was like in the top 10 or whatever, so I finally watched it, and I was obsessed, and it was just so great, and I cannot wait for more. I also want to say, like, not to spoil anything, I knew who was gonna die in part 4, by the way, so I kind of expected it, and I was kind of like waiting for it to happen because I wanted to see how it happened. I definitely would have been way more shocked if I did not know who it was, but it still hurt. Like, it still really hurts. One of my favorite scenes is, I think it was episode 7 of part 4, I think, but it's the scene where all of the people who have died have like this kind of flashback, and they're all like looking at each other. That literally broke my heart. It was so beautiful. I just cried and like cried because I was like, oh my god, like that was such a beautiful like tribute thing, and I really loved it. Part 3 and part 4 were both so like gripping, and like I was so tense the entire time. Like, I would get headaches because I was so like stressed, and I was like, what is gonna happen? Like, I was not okay. Moral of the story is, I love Money Heist, La Casa de Papel. Please go watch it. It is amazing. Just go watch it. And the last TV show that I watched was Outer Banks, and this is also on Netflix. It has 1 season, and this is like a teen drama show. This follows a bunch of teenagers who are on this quest to find this lost treasure. At first, it's a really slow show. Like, the first 5 episodes are kind of boring in my opinion. There's not much that happens in the first few episodes, but after episode 5 and onwards, it is crazy and intense, and it just like picks up kind of out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my god, where is this show going? Like, it just really picked up. So if you're on the fence about it, like, I say keep watching it if you have the time, because after episode 5, like, it truly does pick up. It is really entertaining from then on. But yeah, it's very slow in the beginning, and I definitely would have stopped watching if people didn't tell me that it got better. Yeah, I don't know if it'll get a 2nd season. I mean, it has been pretty popular in like the first 2 weeks of its release, but who knows? Outer Banks was something really entertaining and fun to watch. I really hope it gets a 2nd season. So that is it for TV shows. I watched a lot of TV shows in March and April, but now I'm going to talk about the movies. So the first one I actually forgot to mention in my last wrap up. So I ended up watching this back in February, and that is The Will. And this is a Passionflix adaptation. I will link my review for The Will if you want to know more of my thoughts on it, but I'm pretty sure I gave it like 4 stars. It was a fantastic adaptation. I really liked the actors, and I think they did a really good job with the adaptation. I go more in depth, obviously, in my review, so I will link that down below. And then I had 2 rewatches, 50 Shades Darker and Twilight. Again, I was just kind of wanting to rewatch things. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people rewatched Twilight during quarantine because, I mean, they're the perfect movies to just binge watch, so I'm sure a lot of you did that. I only rewatched the first one because I feel like I rewatch Twilight all of the time, so I just rewatched the first one, and I rewatched 50 Shades Darker because it was just on Netflix and I just felt like watching it. I don't know. The last movie that I watched was 365 Days. I've gotten so many questions about this movie, like if it's available yet, where can you watch it, is it in English, all of that jazz. Basically, I think it's on Netflix in Poland. It might be on Netflix in the UK, but I also heard that they removed it, so I'm not exactly sure. But it is on Netflix in Poland, which means you can pretty much find a link anywhere online. I'm sure if you search hard enough, you can find links, so, you know, not that I'm advertising that, but like, the movie is in 3 languages. It's in Polish, Italian, and English. The version that I watched didn't really have subtitles, so I really had no idea what was happening between all of the Polish and Italian. I just obviously knew the English stuff. I think there are links where you can find more subtitled stuff, but I didn't. Anyways, I enjoyed the movie. I gave the movie like 3 stars on Letterboxd. It was a good movie. Like there was nothing bad about it. Like it was well acted, it was well done. It just didn't really have much of a plot, or like the storyline just kind of felt weird. Like it didn't really flow very well or something. I'm not really sure how I feel about it plot wise. Like obviously it's meant to be like a romance, but I just feel like it was done kind of weird in that way, like with the story. All of the scenes that the female does, they're all in Polish, and all of the scenes that the male actor does, they're all in Italian. And then when they are together, the both main actors, all of their scenes together are in English. I kind of like that it was done that way, but I obviously wish I knew what they were saying in their other scenes. You still pretty much understand what is happening, so it's not like you lose that much from it. You still understand the main points. I enjoyed the movie. The cinematography was beautiful. Definitely obsessed with like the colors purple and blue. Like it was very vibey. I loved the coloring of the movie. I think it was shot really well. Like cinematography wise, it was a beautiful movie. The soundtrack was fantastic. I know that the main actor did some songs for the movie. His songs were pretty good, but like all the other songs were great too. The sex scenes, oh my god, those were crazy. Those were so explicit. It almost looked like they were actually doing it. Like that is how, I guess, good it was acted. Like it literally looked like they were doing it. Yeah, the sex scenes were like very explicit. If you think 50 Shades had explicit sex scenes, just wait till you watch this movie, because oh my goodness, crazy, 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 crazy. But they were really well shot. They were just very there. Also, what is that ending? I'm confusion on the ending. The ending, I was so confused. I don't understand what happens. We'll see, I guess, if they make a second movie. I don't know if that's official or anything. Yeah, the ending was crazy. So we'll see. Overall, I really liked the movie, but definitely the storyline kind of lacked. Like it just, I know it was supposed to be a romance and that's like the main focus, but it also felt like there wasn't anything else happening. I don't know. But I've also heard that the ending of the movie is different than the ending from the book. So I don't know if that was like a movie choice or the author wanted the movie to end differently. I don't really know. Yeah, overall I enjoyed the movie, and if you have the opportunity to watch it, I do recommend it. But I won't be really talking about the movie anymore, simply because I found out some inappropriate things about the male actor and just things that don't really sit right with me, so I don't think I will be talking about the movie anymore. I mean, if there is a second movie, I probably will watch it, but like I don't want to really support him, so I don't know. Basically, he said like the N-word and stuff, so you know, there's other things, but like I don't want to add drama to it because I don't know him. So I mean, the movie was pretty good, so if you want to watch it, go ahead, because I did enjoy it. And that is it for everything that I watched in March and April. I watched a lot of really good things, and I'm very happy. I do wish I could have finished some shows instead. Shows that I've started but haven't finished yet. Maybe I'll do that in May. I don't know. Let me know what TV shows or movies that you have been watching. What has been your favorite thing that you've watched during quarantine? Let me know. And let me know what other TV shows or movies that you recommend I watch, because clearly I've been really into Netflix shows lately, so I would really appreciate your recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.